We are live. Welcome back to another Money Moves, episode 66. I can't believe we've got 66 back episodes. And hopefully people, you're watching this stuff because there is a ton of good content out there. So, you know what I mean?
Absolutely. I know. It's wow that it's been 60 and that we've been this consistent.
No, that's the key, right? That's what I was told in social media. You got to be consistent. But I don't know. I mean, I know you feel the same way, but I am like passionate about this stuff. I mean, it's good information that people need to hear. And hopefully you folks are getting some good stuff out of. Our subscribers are growing. And hopefully if you haven't subscribed, please click that little button down below. We're actually going to show you, especially you small business owners out there.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a program out there where you can actually get some of your tax dollars, that hard-earned money you've been shelling out to the government. You can actually get some of that back through what's called the ERTC, the Employee Retention Tax Credit, but it's not actually a tax credit. It's like cash money back to you. So we're going to get talking about that in just a few seconds. So do us a favor. If you got a small business owner, friend that's a small business owner, or you're one, go get a pad and paper. We're going to talk about this stuff. Tell them we're getting ready to get started. And we're actually going to share a special event with you later this month. It's going to go into a deep dive detail. We'll get started here in just a few seconds. And we're back with Wendy Lee and John C. And we are talking about the ERC or ERTC program, also known as the Employee Tax Credit, Employee Retention Tax Credit, excuse me. So, Wendy, what do you know? What have you heard about it? Have you heard anything about it?
The funny thing is, no, I didn't hear about it until I heard about it from you. And, you know, you had asked if anyone got their PPP money, which I did get a small check from that was forgiven. We didn't have to pay back. But I had no idea there was anything beyond that for businesses. And and it's a pretty amazing program if you need it. Right. So, tell us a little bit about it. I'll let you explain. I'll ask some questions along the way.
All right, there we go.
Like
you said, most people have heard about the PPP. You know, everybody got their stimmy check. You know, the John and Jane homeowner out there, or not homeowner, just everybody got it was like $1,200 or whatever. But for entrepreneurs, business owners, even if you were a 1099, there was the PPP program. A lot of people heard about that. And that was, you could, based on what your income level was or whatever the case may be, you could get a loan. And a lot of those loans, I don't know if all of them were forgiven, but a lot of them were forgiven. Well, about the same time, there was a lesser known program called ERC, which is the Employee Retention Credit. And that came about, it was launched during the Trump administration, and then, Biden continued it. And basically it was to continue that support and reward those businesses that maintain those employees during the pandemic, right? Because a lot of business were shutting down and there was a lot of things going on. Then we had all the supply chain issues and whatnot. And so bottom line, what you can do is you can actually receive money up to $26,000 per employee. That's a lot of money. And there's a lot of, I guess, urban legends or business legends or whatever out there that, you can't qualify. I got PPP, so I can't qualify. Well, that's wrong.
Right.
So that's one of the things that is a big misnomer. And then also, what does that mean? Well, if you had employees, right, and I'm talking W-2 employees, not 1099 or independent contractors, but if you had employees, 10 or more from March of 2020, through September, it didn't have to be the entire time. They do it by quarter. September of 2021, if you maintain employees the whole time, you can get money, an amount per quarter, but up to $26,000 per employee for that entire period. So, I mean, that can add up quick.
Yeah. Well, if you're talking 10 minimum, I mean, that's quite a bit of money back to the company. And so, and this is not a loan, correct?
No, it's not a loan. It's not a tax credit. I mean, you got to qualify for it, but the qualifications, I mean, there are requirements, but it's not like, 1 out of 1,000 are going to qualify. It's pretty cut and dry. And in the government, again, what the government's trying to do, and, hats off, and it's, a Republican started it and a Democrat finished it. So bipartisan here, but what they're doing is rewarding those companies, those businesses that, fought to keep those employees working as long as they could during the pandemic, to kind of minimize the impact of those personal families. And, and I've got kind of mixed emotions about this. I was actually talking to my dad about this earlier. It's like, oh, here comes another government entitlement program. And I said, well, here's my take on this. It's rewarding people for doing a good thing, right? Number two, that money's going out anyway. There's billions of dollars that were set aside for this program. It's going out anyway. If you qualify, you should get the money.
You should get what's
if you disagree with it and this, that, or the other, fine. Remember that in November at the polls, right? Mm-hmm. But it's going on today, and it's only for a limited time. Mm-hmm. And if you need help on it, just type in ERC down below. We'll circle back with you or reach out to me at Black Swan Money. We'll get you plugged in because our company actually does this as well. But I mean, it's a good program for a good reason, I believe. So
now, what about the people that I've even heard of people saying I already got money, and I think they're talking about the PPP loan, mm-hmm. Or that they might not qualify, or their accountant tells them they don't qualify. Have you experienced any of that?
Oh yeah. There's like I said, there's a lot of myths out there. So originally you could apply for either the PPP or the ERC.
Okay, right? So that's probably where confusion comes in.
Yeah, and that's where probably. But before Trump left office, it was you could apply for both. Now, what they do is if you did receive PPP money, they back that out of the ERC, credit. So you end up still getting made whole, if you will. Mm-hmm. And then the other thing is there are a lot of companies out there, and unfortunately a lot of CPAs and bookkeepers that aren't telling their clients about it because they don't know about the program, which is, baffling to me. But number two is, they don't think you qualify because, you were still profitable.
Right.
Doesn't matter. Even though your business may be profitable, if you had a supply chain interruption, it's, you may still qualify. It's not guaranteed, but you may still qualify. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that, I'm amazed. I mean, auto dealerships, big supply chain interruption. A lot of them still made money, but they had a massive supply chain, which impacted the amount of money they were able to make. Right.
Right. Restaurants, right.
Restaurants. I mean, restaurants, especially, because they were shut down because of, hey, mask mandates and all that stuff that slowed business down. Everybody. So they were majorly impacted. And those are kind of the two low hanging fruits. So I'm gonna tell you right now, if you're a restaurant owner or you're a car dealership owner, reach out to me. Okay. Mm-hmm. And we can show you how to, what that process looks like. And we're actually doing, and I'll go ahead and mention it now. We'll put this in a link below. We're actually doing a special event on September 29th. It's a free Zoom about ERC. And this is going to be put on by the Turning Point Group. That's my actual company. We do financial planning, work with small business owners, from that aspect as well, show them how to, recoup some of their tax dollars. We're actually focusing on that piece of it, the ERC specifically, and what that looks like. So, I'll register. We'll have a link below or whatever. Reach out to me or Wendy, and we'll get you a registration link. But attend the event. It's free. But that's what our company's doing. And just for example, the last client I helped was an auto dealer, right? And they had received quite a bit in PPP money. Mm-hmm. And they had been told by their CPA that, you were still profitable. You received PPP. You're not going to qualify for ERC. Almost $300,000 came back to them in ERC money. So again, that's money. And again, whether you agree or disagree, the money's going out. If you qualify, you should get your money. Okay.
Yeah. So, and someone say to me before, what you don't know is costing you a lot of money. And I feel like that's so this, right? What you don't know or don't have the right people looking into it for you can cost you a lot of money. Yeah. Because that's money back into your business. It's not so you can go buy a yacht somewhere, but money back into your business. to help you grow and recoup, there were a lot of people affected, recoup some of that money. I mean, I have a friend that's a business owner and had a salon and day spa, and I know they were hit hard and they had to, temporarily lay off people because they couldn't keep them staffed. And, they were one of the first people I reached out to. And the owner said, "Oh, I for sure got every penny I could. My accountants are great." So you see that, but then there's a lot of people that aren't aware of this and don't.
Well, and that's the
CPAs
outlier, right? The ones that are aware of it and took advantage. That's the outlier. I mean, I've talked to, other registered agents and CPA. They're like, "Oh no, I'm not dealing with anything in that," because of their personal opinions. Mm-hmm. And, I know one, for example, that they've got a big book of clients, but because the financial person, the CPA feels that, hey, they were still profitable, we're not going to do this.
They're making a moral decision for their.
They're making a moral decision. I'm like, that is not your to advise, not make a decision for them. I'm like, it just kind of blew me away. And then the other thing I'm seeing too is there are companies out there, because this is a kind of a program. There are these companies that are forming just for ERC. And so I want to caution you, if you're working with somebody and there's a lot of people doing outreach and stuff like that, which is why I wanted to do a video and put it out there just for informational purposes, that are forming just to focus on this ERC project, because it's got a finite date. It's going to end on a certain date. Mm-hmm. Well, they're putting the business together. We're going to do ERC. And then once that ERC is over, they're going to shut that business down. Okay. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of CPA firms and stuff that are doing this. And the thing that's concerning about that, or should be to the business owner, is, are they going to be there in the event that you get audited in just general terms and they have questions about your ERC file? Are they going to be there to support you?
Right.
And that's why, the Turning Point Group, we've partnered with a CPA firm that we've been working with for, 9 years now on a bunch of other stuff, but they've been in business since 1963. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's before I was born. Right. And they're family friends. They're a big company. And it's like, that's who I want to partner up with, because I know they're going to take care of my clients and they're going to be there after the fact. And, odds are you're not going to get any kind of audit or anything like that. But I want to make sure that, they've been in business since 63. They're going to be in business another 4 years, because it's, the owner is a personal friend of mine, and he started the firm in 63. He's got his sons working with him as well. They're, going to take over the business when he eventually retires and things down the road. But that's one of the big things is, I want to make sure that, if I'm a business owner, that they're going to be around, not just today to help me with this, but what other questions do I have? Not only that, start asking working with them on other things, for the simple fact that, okay, they're doing this, my CPA or bookkeeper or, registered agent isn't. What else may I be missing? That second opinion on stuff going forward. So, like you said, what you don't know can cost you a ton of money. So
I learned that more and more as time goes on, that's for sure. So be educated about the options that you have. And that's the thing, going back to, a CPA saying, "Oh, I don't think they qualify, so I'm not even going to tell them about it." Like that, it reminds me of when you said, with your financial plan, that, "Hey, financial guy, why didn't you tell me about this option?" "Oh, I didn't think you were ready for that." Like,
that's I want
to surround myself with people that are going to educate me on all the things, and then I get to make a decision.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and it's like one of those things, because there are a lot of CPAs out there that aren't mentioning this as well, because, think of it like going to the doctor, right? And let's say you have, you've got a brain thing going on or whatever. Well, your family practitioner is not going to be the one that's going to help you with that. Okay. And they may understand the general stuff. They're going to send you to a specialist. And that's the other reason we partnered with this CPA firm, because they've built a solution specifically around ERC. They are ERC experts, right? And that's what I love. It's like, okay, they're not just a general practitioner. They're actually, they've got a general practice, but they've got a group that focus solely on ERC. That's part of their company. And that's what I love. And they know the ins and outs of it, what paperwork needs to be filled out, how to file it. And they literally will walk you through the process from beginning to end. And they'll have it up and running, depending on when you get your documents. And within a couple of weeks, you'll know what you qualify for. And here's the paperwork to send in. And here's when you can expect your check. And this is not a tax credit, because I work with a lot of business owners too that, man, I don't need any more tax credits, right? It is not a tax credit. It's a check coming to you. Yeah. So that's the big, beautiful thing too. So, like I said, if you've got some questions or things like that on ERC, or also known as ERTC, Employee Retention Tax Credit, reach out to me. We'll have a link below. I'm also going to post stuff on social media, as I'm sure Wendy is as well. And let's get on a 15-minute phone call, see if you qualify. And if you do, we'll, put you in touch and get you kind of headed down that step. It's a fairly simple process. We've got it streamlined, so it's not that big of a deal. Put it on your calendar too. If you do have some questions or know of other business owners, to see if they qualify, September 29th, 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern. And we'll have a link to that as well. But definitely, like I said, the money's going to go out. If you qualify, make sure you're there to get the check.
Yeah.
One final bonus, and this is for my regular people out there too. This is another program that's out there. I didn't know about this one until I saw somebody post about it. I'm like, wait a minute. Again, part of the COVID, and this is actually coming from the Department of the Treasury, right? So this is for John and Jane homeowner out there. So, small business owner or not, but it's called the Homeowner Assistance Fund. Okay. And it's going to provide almost $10 billion if you were impacted by COVID and got behind on your mortgage or something like that. It'll actually help you, get that caught up. They're giving out funds to get you caught up. And even though you may have gotten delinquent and then caught up yourself, you may still qualify for that too. Now, we're not doing that specifically, but all you have to do is go out to the Department of Treasury and fill that form out and see if you qualify. There's a link out there, and we'll put that link in as well. But it's a great resource. And again, the money's going out anyway. If you qualify, make sure you're aware.
Yep.
Are you qualified? Don't cheat, but if you qualify for it, make sure you're there to get the check. So hopefully this has been helpful. Wendy, I think that was some good information for everybody.
Absolutely.
But
people take advantage of it.
Yeah. And if you have an ERC question, ping us down below or reach out to us directly. Don't put any of your private confidential information out there on the YouTube or any of the other social media channels, but reach out to us directly. Or better yet, schedule a quick 10, 15-minute call. We'll figure out, okay, hey, yeah, you definitely want to take a look at it, a deeper dive, and we'll get you in the process. So everybody have a great week. Again, Money Moves is here every Tuesday, just trying to bring you information to show you how to make money, show you how to save more money, show you how to grow your money and keep it and protect it from market loss and taxes. So let's get some of those tax dollars back. Click that little subscribe button down below. Show some love. And Wendy, as always, it was great to see you, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.